Good afternoon and welcome to News 3 Now live at 4 on this Monday. Hope you all had a good weekend. You had a little mini trip.
I did. I was on the East Coast for a family graduation party. It was nice. It was hot and sticky on the East Coast and a little stormy, sort of like it is here today.
Yeah, kind of. We were going to go outside with Angie Horkin and grill, but I don't think we're going outside.
No, not a good idea.
She'll be coming up in just a bit, but first, here's what's making news on this Monday. Authorities in Adams County say that they have found the body of a missing 11-year-old boy in the Wisconsin River. Jamie Perez will be live with the latest.
Potential breeders in Spring Green who sell dogs for medical testing are currently under review. We'll share the details.
And in Washington, the White House has unveiled new sanctions against Iran as tensions are high between the two countries.
Let's take a look outside today. It's been one line of storms after the other. This is a pretty shot. Look at the pretty flowers.
In between the rain, people walking down State Street. Summer's just ahead. As is Dana. She's in the backyard where currently it's not raining.
Thankfully, I did have the umbrella on hand when I first walked out the door, but I left it over by the door. It's drizzling right now. I can feel a few raindrops, but the first strong line well off to the east for us currently. We do have another round of storms, though, moving into western Dane County, lightning associated with that. And these lines of storms are really bringing heavy rainfall for us at times. So you can see Mount Horeb right now, Cross Plains seeing some heavier rainfall, and then the eastern edge of Jefferson County also seeing some strong thunderstorms slide through. It's currently 68 in Madison. The cloud coverage really stopped our temperatures today, but it's close to 72 in Janesville and towards Mineral Point. Our dew point's close to 60 in Madison, but 72 in Mineral Point and 64 in Platteville. So it feels a little less like summer than where we were at this weekend. Thankfully, it's not too windy outside for us with these storms coming through, but we are expecting to see just a few more isolated showers and thunderstorms over the next several hours. Temps will stay in the 60s around Madison, and then heading into tomorrow, we get a break in the rain early and another slight chance for showers later on. Let's take a closer look at what's ahead for the rest of the week in just a few minutes. Right now on the roads, of course, we are seeing some delays around where the heavy rainfall is. Folks, of course, going a little slower when your visibility is reduced so much. Along the eastbound side of the Beltline, speeds down to about 30 miles per hour. Then once you get past John Nolan Drive, everything picks back up for us. It'll take you about 28 minutes to get from Janesville to the Beltline, 17 minutes to get from Sauk City to Middleton, and 16 minutes to get from Sun Prairie to downtown. I got to admit, the garbage truck is over there right now, and for a second I thought it was thunder. But again, those storms are still over on the western edge of Dane County. They're not close to Madison yet. It'd give us another 30, 40 minutes before we have those thunderstorms passing right overhead.
Yeah, I was worried it was thunder as well.
Same.
All right, come inside.
Just the garbage truck doing its thing.
Come inside. Be safe.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Dana.
Thank you, Dana. Nearly 2,000 people on Madison's west side were without power this afternoon because of the storms. Officials say a tree fell on some power lines. Traffic lights were out at Raymond, Gammon, and Schrader roads. Now, power is back on for some. MG&E says they're working to get power restored for everyone else as soon as they can. The 11-year-old boy who went missing near the Dells last week has been found.
Jamison Miller's body was found at the Kilbourne Dam by employees. Jamie Perez joins us live outside the Adams County Sheriff's Office, who's been the lead investigator in this case. Jamie?
Well, crews had been out there searching for the past week, as you know, but now that they found Jamison's body, they say they're relieved to finally be able to provide some closure for this family. Now, the sheriff that I just spoke with today said that the employees at the Alliant Energy Dam Center found him about half-mile from the point where divers had originally entered the river to search for him. Jamison Miller was last seen near the Chapel Gorge Trail last week. The Adams County Sheriff said it's been a long week filled with many emotions.
It's good to have the closure for the family as well. Certainly wish it could be under different circumstances, but just knowing that we were able to recover Jamison for the family is reassuring.
Sheriff Brent York also wanted to take this opportunity to remind people this river is dangerous. The water can be deceiving. The current is very strong. A reminder to always know where you're swimming and always wear a life jacket. And a quick note about a social media post online where the mother said that she is relieved to be able to have her son's body back.
Jamie Perez live in Adams County. Jamie, thank you.
One person is recovering from injuries after a fire last night in Mount Horeb. Firefighters say a man received significant injuries after trying to stop a fire around 9:30 inside a shed at the Perry Lutheran Church. The utility shed is a total loss. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. A potential dog breeding facility pending permit approval in Spring Green will raise beagles and sell them to institutions for medical testing.
Our Gabriella Becerra joins us now with details of the operation. Gabriella?
Jill and Clinton Kane applied for a conditional use kennel permit to use their current residence and another facility they rent as locations to breed and sell beagles to institutions for medical testing for both humans and animals. The Kanes say they have been inspected and approved by the USDA and are in compliance with animal welfare standards. During a previous meeting, neighbors and the community shared concerns about the facility, including the noise and the smell. Joel Marcus says they're considering all perspectives and will not make a decision lightly.
Any property owner has the right to come before the Plan Commission and request zoning changes, conditional uses, variances, etc. And it's our job to give them a chance to present their requests, and then we solicit public opinion and then ultimately make a decision.
Before the next meeting, the board will be conducting research and the Kanes will address concerns over potential noise complaints. At 5, I will share more from the Kanes and what neighbors are saying about the operation.
Gabriella, thank you.
President Trump signed an executive order today imposing hard-hitting sanctions against Iran. The move came after Iran shot down an unmanned U.S. surveillance drone it claims violated its airspace. Katherine Johnson has the latest from the White House.
President Trump signed off on new sanctions against Iran Monday, targeting the nation's supreme leader and his associates.
Who knows what's going to happen? I can only tell you we cannot ever let Iran have a nuclear weapon.
Tensions between the two nations reached a boiling point last week after Iran shot down an unmanned U.S. surveillance drone it claimed violated Iranian airspace.
I think a lot of restraint has been shown by us, a lot of restraint, and that doesn't mean we're going to show it in the future.
President Trump called off a military strike last week, but CBS News has learned he did approve a cyber strike on Iranian computer systems for rocket and missile launches. New sanctions against Iran were in the works before the drone was shot down, and the Trump administration is planning additional sanctions against Iran's foreign minister later this week.
For people who say these are just symbolic, that's not the case at all. We've literally locked up tens and tens of billions of dollars.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo traveled to the Middle East to rally support from allies.
We'll be talking with them about how to make sure that we are all strategically aligned and how we can build out a global coalition.
President Trump insists he's not looking to go to war with Iran and has offered to meet the nation's supreme leader without preconditions. Katherine Johnson, CBS News, the White House.
And Iran has vowed to increase its stockpile of enriched uranium and is set to exceed the limits set in the 2015 nuclear deal that President Trump pulled the U.S. out of last year.
The first living Iraq War veteran is receiving the Medal of Honor, the most prestigious military decoration to recognize a service member. Staff Sergeant David Bellavia's life changed on November 10, 2004. He and his platoon stormed a home in Fallujah. The enemy was using the home as cover. When gunfire trapped his comrades, Bellavia sprung into action using a rifle and grenades to kill 4 insurgents. He took out a 5th in a hand fight. His bravery single-handedly saved his entire squad and led him to being the first living Iraq War veteran to receive the Medal of Honor.
Never been an award guy. That's just more stuff you got to put on your uniform. I hate that. I love my guys feeling good. I like to see people feel good about what they've done. If that means an award, great.
Bellavia left the Army in 2005, but later returned to Iraq as an embedded reporter for the organization he co-founded called Vets for Freedom. The goal was to assess the security and get a progress report on Iraq operations.
It has been 1 year since a Thai soccer team captivated the world, surviving 17 days in a flooded cave. The team returned to the site today to pray. The boys thanked hundreds of volunteers and diving specialists around the world who returned to Thailand a year after the dramatic ordeal.
Get a little bit of closure, right, and see, okay, we're back here and things are okay, and know that the boys are good and be able to reconnect with people that we formed relationships with.
On Sunday, nearly 4,000 people ran in a commemorative marathon. Money raised from the race will go toward improving conditions at the cave where the team was trapped. The boys, now ages 12 through 17, continue to play soccer together.
For the second time in 20 years, Italy will host the Winter Olympics. The 2026 Olympic Games will be held in Milan and Cortina d'Ampezzo. The cities were long considered the favorites over the other finalist, Stockholm. Italy last hosted the Games in 2006.
More local news now. The Madison Summer Food Program launches today. The program addresses food insecurity for children and families in the city during the summer months when kids don't have school lunches. Free meals are provided to all children 18 and under at nearly 3 dozen sites around the city. It's a collaboration between the Madison Metropolitan School District, the city, and other organizations. The program runs Monday through Friday until August 16th. There's a link to more information on our website, channel3000.com.
Well, here's something that you don't see every day. The Whitewater Police Department says on Friday, 3 horses were found cantering down Main Street. Police say they were able to return the horses to their owners safely within about an hour. None of the horses were injured, luckily, and no property damage was reported.
You don't see that every day. Horses down Main Street. Well, still to come at 4, Woody and the gang are back on the big screen.
Our Will Loper tells us what he thinks of the latest installment of the Toy Story series. That's coming up next.
Well, thousands of students are collecting diplomas this month at college graduations all across the country.
But along with the celebration is the reality that nearly half of the nation's students are going hungry. Hundreds of food banks have opened at colleges and universities across the country. A recent study from the nonprofit Hope Center tracked nearly 86,000 students in 24 states. 45% said they had been food insecure in the last 30 days, which means having limited or inconsistent access to food.
Stocks were mixed on Wall Street as investors see progress in U.S.-China trade talks. The Dow Industrials managed an 8-point gain, closing at 26,727. The NASDAQ Composite Index lost 26, and the S&P 500 was off 5.
Forky.
Aw, Sheriff Woody always coming to the rescue. That's gonna be quite a jump for you and Duke.
For me? Let's kaboom.
That was a clip from Toy Story 4, one of the newest movies to hit theaters.
Is it worth seeing? Here to let us know what he thinks is our film critic, Will Loper. They're back.
They are
toys
back.
are back.
Yeah, and you know, we all thought the story was wrapped up in Toy Story 3, but hey, this little adventure has enough action, humor, and heart to make it worth taking Woody and the gang out of the toy box one last time. So we pick up where the last one left. Buzz, Jesse, Rex, Mr. Potato Head, and everyone else are living with 5-year-old Bonnie and getting lots of playtime. Now, one day, Bonnie creates Forky at school, a spork with eyes and pipe cleaner arms, and this invented toy is her new favorite until she loses him. Woody sets out to bring Forky back, along the way fighting off super creepy ventriloquist dummies in an antique store, and meeting some plush carnival prize stuffed animals voiced by Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele along the way. The animation is jaw-droppingly gorgeous. The movie moves along at a quick pace and has plenty of action, so little ones will be entertained the whole time. But you know, the story also does dive into some deep questions like, what is our purpose in life? So adults will have plenty to chew on with this film too. You might not get as emotional as you did in Toy Story 3, but this is a terrific adventure well worth seeing.
I was just going to say, I will cry less in Toy Story 4.
Yeah, you won't need to go through a whole Kleenex box like you did with Toy Story 3, but it is still an emotional ending.
And that animation is spectacular.
I couldn't stop looking at it. This is the kind of movie where I just want to pause and look at all the detail they put into surfaces and the rain scene.
That cat is animated?
The cat is animated. It looks like a real cat.
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
That's incredible.
All right, what's your rating?
This one, 4.3 duck and bunnies out of 5. Key and Peele, they steal the show.
As they always do.
They sure do.
All right, up next, Anna.
So Sasha Luce, a Russian model, plays Anna, a woman who is brought on by the KGB to become a world-class assassin. And boy, does she ever. This movie is filled with fight scenes and enough twists to make your head explode, but it's a fun ride while it lasts. If you like action movies, spy movies, double-crossing forward agent movies, this is one that you're going to want to go see.
Now, this is a relatively unknown actress in the leading role, right?
Yeah, the director Luc Besson saw her modeling. She's a Russian model, and he brought her on in Valerian, the City of the Thousand Planets. She played a small role, but here she's the leading lady, and she pulls it off.
That's a lot of stunts.
As you can see, yeah.
Yeah, no supermodeling there.
She kicks butt.
All right, so the rating.
3.3 Helen Mirren's out of 5. She is a grumpy old Russian woman in the movie, and fantastic.
Stealing scenes again.
Yeah, she's another scene.
She is great. All right, next week.
We have Yesterday, a film that asks, what if the Beatles never existed, but one man knew they did and passed their songs off as his own?
Interesting.
That's an interesting concept.
Juicy premise.
All right, we'll see you next week, Will.
See you guys next week.
Thanks, Will.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
At Harvard.
Take a look at this. Brotherly love. Marissa is relaxing watching TV. Her brother Jordan plans on joining her. Don't worry, she's okay. Let's watch it again, just for a good laugh. Here comes Jordan. Bang!
Oh, I love it. And her mother is saying, how many days until school starts?
Right.
Got 3 months to
This little
go.
summer vacation thing.
I think he knew what he was doing.
He knew.
That's funny.
Anyone with siblings has seen this going, yep, yep, yep.
All right, so some storms moving through.
Yes, so right now we do have some stronger thunderstorms. No severe thunderstorms for us right now, as we were just talking about. It's a little cool and cloudy outside, but we're going to take a look at the shower chances for the next few days and the big warm-up by the end of the week, right after the break. A little cloudy, a little dreary, and a little rainy outside for us right now. Temperature-wise today, we did hit the mid-70s in Madison, that high of 75 earlier this afternoon, but after the showers came through, it just zapped that heat away, and now our temperatures are hovering in the upper 60s, likely not going to get much higher than that over the next few hours. So we'll probably stop there with our high temperatures for the day. We do have some reports of hail for us around Madison with these storms coming on through. The first line earlier this afternoon, right around 1, 2 o'clock. Now the second round bringing a lot of lightning along with it, some heavier rain in that northwest corner of Dane County. If you do have to drive through these showers, please be very, very careful outside. Visibility getting reduced significantly in those heavy rain spots for us. So definitely want to slow down. We still have a few scattered showers along the western edge of the state, and that's really going to be the picture for us through the rest of the evening before everything wraps up overnight. We'll continue to have scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. As far as rainfall totals around Madison, we've already seen about an inch of accumulation. Most of the the area, close to about 1/2 of an inch, though, with these showers sliding through for central and eastern southern Wisconsin. This is all associated with a cold front that's dragging across the state. Behind it, we'll get a little bit of a break for us overnight. Plan on another short wave rolling through tomorrow. That'll bring a slight chance for some showers. And then by Wednesday, we finally have a nice dry day. Again, we're currently sitting close to 68 in Madison, so we've dropped quite a bit with that rain coming on through. Our dew points are in the 60s, though, so it still certainly feels humid outside. And those dew points are going to stay high through the rest of the week, into the weekend, and all the way up through 4th of July for us. We're in for quite a muggy pattern. Overnight, again, those shower chances die out for us. By Tuesday morning, we have a little bit of sunshine, but in the afternoon, we are looking at the slight chance for a few showers. Wednesday's a dry day as we have some high pressure ridging in. That leads us into Thursday. That's going to bring another slight chance for some showers and thunderstorms for us heading into the weekend. Our potential for severe weather really has passed now with that main line coming through. Now our temperatures are quite a bit lower, so we do still have some heavier rain and the potential for some isolated hail spots, but we're not expecting anything too heavy to come through for us with this last round. A slight chance tomorrow, though. Again, that chance will be later in the evening, and then heading into Wednesday with the dry weather, no chance for any sort of storms or severe weather for us on Wednesday. That's the good news. Overnight low temperatures are going to fall for us into the lower 60s, and then as we work through Tuesday, afternoon highs will be in the lower 80s, so we'll be quite a bit warmer outside tomorrow, and again later in the day when we start to get to the heat of the day, that's when we have the chance to have a few isolated thunderstorms pop on up. Wednesday, we start the day off in the mid-60s, very seasonal start, but in the afternoon, we're in the mid to low 80s for our afternoon highs with some sunshine, so it's going to be a little warm. And then by the weekend, if the mid-80s weren't enough for you, we're looking at temperatures getting close to 90 for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday with our heat index readings in the mid to upper 90s. So a very warm weekend. I would argue our first big hot weekend of the year. So because of this, we do have alert days in the forecast for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. It's one of those days that if you have outdoor plans for the weekend, you're definitely going to make sure that you have A, sunscreen, and B, a lot of water for your weekend adventures. Overnight low of about 16 tonight, steadily becoming mostly clear by the morning. Once these showers clear out, the cloud coverage will go along with them. Pretty mild as far as temperatures are concerned. Tomorrow, we're looking at a high of 84. It's going to be warm and humid outside, and we do have that slight chance for an isolated thunderstorm, mainly late in the day. 84 for Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we start to climb up closer to 90 by the weekend, in the upper 80s for Thursday and Friday, with a chance of rain on Thursday and a slight chance for some thunderstorms for us on Friday. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we're near 90. Again, those heat index readings, the reason we have alert days in the forecast. And then as we head into next week, of course, 4th of July holiday there, heading into Thursday, it does look right now that there's a slight thunderstorm chance. Temperatures will be pretty close to average in the mid-80s. That's a quick look at your forecast.
All right, thanks, Dana.
We have new video in from the Channel 3000 Alert Center. 2 state patrol troopers survived a narrow miss on I-94 this morning. The State Patrol just released this video of a semi-truck colliding with one of 2 stopped police cruisers near Cottage Grove around 9 a.m. The trooper was not in the vehicle at the time, but the crash caused significant damage to his SUV. The Dane County Sheriff's Office is conducting a crash investigation. That's hard to watch.
It is. That's scary. Very scary.
Slow down, everybody.
A new era is about to begin for the Diocese of Madison.
Donald Hying is to be installed tomorrow as the 5th Bishop of Madison. Our Charlotte Deleste is the first reporter to sit down for a one-on-one interview with the incoming bishop on the eve of his big day. Exciting stuff.
Very exciting stuff. A big day for the new bishop and a big day for the Madison Diocese. Donald Hying has really deep roots in Wisconsin. After growing up in New Berlin, he graduated from Marquette before joining the priesthood 30 years ago. He spent the last 4 years as bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Gary, Indiana, before Pope Francis called him to Madison. And even though he grew up east from here, he has no problem calling this place home.
It's kind of wonderful to come back to Wisconsin, I have to say. My father grew up in this diocese on farms in Grant and Iowa counties. I have a lot of cousins here. I have a brother that lives in Jefferson County. It took me 10 minutes on the phone to convince him that I was his new bishop, because he kept saying, "You're kidding. You're making this up. This is a joke." So it's great to be back in Wisconsin.
Clearly, with already having built-in support of family in the area, Hying will have no problem settling into his new home. It is a very busy week ahead for him. His ordination mass is tomorrow at noon at St. Maria Goretti Church on the west side. Tonight, there will be an evening prayer service at Goretti known as a Vesper service. And Friday, he will celebrate his first ordination mass as bishop.
You two probably bonded over the Marquette connection.
Oh, yeah. I have a picture that I'll put on Facebook tomorrow with some Marquette stuff. So
A lot of roots here. As you say, he feels right at home.
Yeah, he's got family, and I believe Mauston, Fenimore. His grandparents had a farm in Iowa County, which is also part of, the diocese. And then he still has relatives over in the Milwaukee area as well. So this is, it's about time he came home.
Only the 5th bishop. That surprises me.
And he's prepared. He's like, I'm 55. I'm here.
That was funny about his brother, too.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
You're my bishop? Charlotte, thank you.
Thank you, Charlotte.
When Live at 4 continues, we'll meet our pet of the week.
Marissa DeGroot will introduce us to Echo, a hound mix looking for a forever home. He's got his bandana on. Oh, is he cute? We'll meet Echo when Live at 4 continues.
Enjoy.
Here's a live look at the backyard patio. The planters out there getting a drink this afternoon. Lots of rain in the area. Well, it's time for Potentially Yours here on Live at 4.
Marissa DeGroot from the Dane County Humane Society is here with Echo this afternoon. Hi, Marissa.
Hi.
He's a big boy.
He is a big boy, and it does not get any more handsome than Echo
Yeah,
here.
He's a great-looking dog. Look at that face.
Look at how unique his coloring is.
And he's so long.
Yes, he is a big guy, but this is full grown for Echo, so he is about 5 years old. And what I love about this age is that they're that perfect mix still of, kind of high energy. He loves to go for walks and play, but he also would love a couch to kind of crawl up on and snuggle on.
You think maybe he has a little greyhound in him?
Yeah, it's hard to tell. We think he's some sort of hound mixed with who knows what else. But he does have that hound nose. He will follow that pretty well, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, look, you can see what a tall boy he is.
Yes.
We have steak in the next segment. I think that's what we're smelling.
Yes.
So he came up from down south?
He did, and he was adopted and brought back because we were looking for a home for him.
Sweet.
Yes, a home for him where maybe there's no kitties around.
Oh, he likes kitties?
He shows a little bit too much interest in those kitties.
He's bigger than you.
He really is. Can we show him your tricks too? He has an amazing sit and a good shake.
Oh,
All right, well,
great.
let's see.
Can we
Can
see?
we see? Can
He's
we
looking
see,
for that
Bubba?
steak. We're torturing the poor thing by grilling steaks in the studio.
Here. Can you sit? Can he sit? No, he's like, there are better treats
gonna
here
come up.
somewhere. There's better
yeah.
treats in this place.
But still some energy, so he's going to need some room to run.
Yeah, if you have a big backyard, or I think he would love to go to dog parks too. I think he'd be great in a lot of different homes as long as he's got some space to run around in.
He
Look the
couldn't be
other way.
sweeter.
Yeah,
I mean, his
come here, Bubba.
disposition is so sweet, and his teeth are so nice
Yeah.
and white.
Yeah, he might think he's a lap dog too, if you couldn't tell.
And you got some dogs that have been around for a while.
We do. So our Lonely Hearts Club is our club for animals who have been at the shelter a little longer than some of their other friends. Oh, and there's Miss Phoebe. Can you believe she's been at the shelter for over 30 days?
Aww.
And we have Anthony. He is at our thrift store hanging out, and he's the sweetest guy. We have
look at that face.
Marshall there. Yep, Marshall's been with us a long time, as well as Corey. And so these are all animals that they may have some, and Bubba too, they may have some incentives for adoption, lowered adoption fees, maybe some free training classes, but those are the animals that need the help the most.
Some guys just don't show well, or they don't interact well, or people want a puppy.
Yep, exactly. There's a lot of different reasons animals might have a longer stay at the shelter, but it's definitely worth coming in and checking them out.
So there is some incentive. So go to the website, you check out the Lonely Hearts Club Pets. And last week...
last week we had
Lake.
another great pup, Lake, and Lake did get adopted.
Let's see
we were
Lake.
so excited for Lake.
Oh,
One of our big puppies.
yeah, he was a big puppy. I'm glad he got a home.
Yeah, I am
No
too.
Lonely Heart there. Let's get Echo a home here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good boy.
yes, you are a good dog. Oh,
He's
that's...
so
How can you say no to
sweet,
that
Marissa.
face?
He just wants to be like
Hi.
snuggle up
What are
all
you
day.
doing? What are you doing? He's falling asleep. All right, let's get Echo home. Go to the website, giveshelter.org for information on him and all the critters available. Lonely Hearts Club too, Marissa. Thank
Great
you.
to see you,
Thank
Marissa.
you.
Well, there's more to come at 4. It looks like summertime weather returns in earnest this weekend.
So it's time to fire up the grill. Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council is here with some great steak recipes to try. That's when Live at 4 continues.
No accidents to report right now, which is, of course, always a good thing for us. We are taking a live look at 94 right at County N. Both sides seem to be nice and clear and smooth for us. A little different story, of course, along the Beltline. If you're on the eastbound side, plan on some pretty significant delays. The usual drive home, maybe about 10 to 15 minutes more than usual if you're not used to driving this late. But we actually do have some slowdowns closer to Mineral Point and Gammon Road. Usually we don't see that along the eastbound side. And then once you get closer to Fish Hatchery Road, speeds down close to 20, and they stay that way until you're past John Nolan. On the Isthmus, a few slowdown spots. Again, nothing too major for us right now on the McKee Road towards Verona. We also have a few spots where we're seeing some brake lights right now. 28 minutes to get from Janesville to the Beltline. From Sauk City to Middleton will take you just about 17 minutes, and the drive from Sun Prairie to downtown just a little longer than usual. Take you about 18 minutes this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
Dana, thank you. McDonald's is reaping the benefits of fresh beef. The fast food giant swapped out frozen patties from its quarter pounder last year, and sales of the iconic burger are up 30%. USA Today reports McDonald's sold 40 million more quarter pounder burgers nationally in the first quarter of this year compared to the same quarter last year. Meanwhile, as plant-based options grow, McDonald's has not announced plans for a meatless burger in the United States. It did unveil the big vegan in Germany last month. Don't forget me, Angie. No plans to bring it to the U.S. No vegan burgers here, just beef. We're only about a week away from the 4th of July, and that means we're in the full swing of grilling season.
Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council is here with some new ideas to try grilling steaks this
vegan.
summer.
You guys were scaring me there with that story leading into my cooking segment.
Yeah, we got beef, right? We were going to do this outside.
Yeah, sorry we couldn't be on the patio.
It's kind of the theme.
Yeah, this spring.
I think I've grilled outside once or twice, so that's okay. I improvised. I grilled inside, so I got a nice tabletop grill that's getting very seasoned. So 2 steak recipes, and then they have cheese in them. So great Wisconsin cheese since it's still June, June Dairy Month. So let's start with, I have strip steaks, strip Sonoma steaks with vegetables, bocconcini. So the bocconcini is the fresh mozzarella balls that are marinated that you can find in the supermarket. So actually you pull the mozzarella balls out of the marinade and then add in some balsamic vinegar into that marinade, and then you use that on your steaks just for flavor. So you can put your strip steaks in some of that marinade for 20 minutes, up to 2 hours. Strips are tender. So
yeah, it's just flavor.
Just flavor. And then use the other part of that marinade on grilled vegetables. So I grilled 1 yellow pepper and a zucchini about 20 minutes in a grill, like a veggie grill pan. Mesh pan, and then added some cherry tomatoes, and then the marinated, the mozzarella marinade, and then put the mozzarella in with the hot veggies. So if you want to plate up some of that, Mark. So I've got the mozzarella melting in the hot veggies, and then I'll put a strip steak with it.
Now, how did you cook your strip steak?
So I just grilled it about 5 minutes aside. These are about 1 inch, 1 1/4 inch thick, and then used an Insta-Read meat thermometer. So this is a nice, it's not quite a medium rare, a little bit between medium and medium rare, so that'd be about 150 internal degrees. So I grilled these ahead of time, brought them here, so they've been resting, and they kept cooking.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, about 5 minutes aside, use your meat thermometer. If you want that nice pink medium rare, pull them off about 135, 140.
And steaks can be pink, it's okay.
Oh, definitely, definitely. That is preferred, so especially with a nice strip. Have a bite.
I'll have a bite.
Okay, second recipe are called grilled steak and plum pizzettes. So little mini pizzas. So I bought a refrigerated pizza dough, like unrolled it, and I cut in corners, brushed each side with some extra virgin olive oil, and put it on the grill about 2 minutes aside.
You put the pizza dough on the grill?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and I sprayed my grill good too. So I get
looks
that
almost
olive
like,
oil.
I thought it was naan.
Right.
Yeah.
You could probably use naan as the crust to these, but this is half of that the pizza crust. And then I've got a grilled sirloin. Now the recipe calls for strip, but with these recipes, you could use any steak. So I used a sirloin just because it's a little more economical and it goes a little bit farther than a couple strips. So I grilled that exactly like my strip steak, used my meat thermometer, and all this steak has on is a little bit of salt and pepper. And then as I was grilling the steak, I grilled 2 firm, they need to be firm, otherwise they fall apart, firm plums, so red plums.
Plums.
So I skewered them. Did about 2 skewers.
Did you ever grill a plum?
I never have, no.
They're tart, but they're really, really good with the steak. And then we're gonna add blue cheese, so some great Wisconsin blue cheese. This is really, really good. We got a lot of flavor going on here. And then honey.
Oh, that looks out of this world.
And then we're gonna top it with some pistachios. Now, you could throw these back on the grill gently and then let the cheese melt, but you definitely don't have to.
So how do you eat it?
Probably a fork and knife.
You don't fold it up.
Or a bib. Or you could roll it up if you use naan bread and make a little taco. So yeah, it's grilled steak and plum pizzette. So really, really good, really flavorful.
So you can do a lot more than just throw a steak on the grill.
Definitely, and you know, these look fancy, but not a lot of ingredients and not a lot of time. You're looking at like 30 minutes, so a perfect weeknight meal if it's not raining and you can grill.
And as you say, you could use strip, sirloin.
Strip, sirloin. I mean, if you have some tenderloin even, leftover tenderloins or T-bones, or, you know, buy a couple, whatever's on sale, save them, pop them on the grill, and then like a T-bone, you cut the strip and the tenderloin off, and it'd be perfect in these recipes.
Great.
So any of those grill ready, or even a ribeye too.
Well, I'm hungry now.
I know. Smells great, too.
So beeftips.com is our website. Click right on As Seen on TV and you'll find these recipes. Plus, we've got some other great steak and cheese grilling recipes that we're featuring now during June Dairy Month.
And the grilling, we'll get to grilling eventually. The rain will stop.
One of these days, we'll get you on the patio.
Maybe July.
Ange. Yeah.
July will be on the patio.
Fingers crossed.
It's done a couple of times. All right, great recipes as usual, Ange. Thank you for
You're welcome.
being flexible with us here. We'll see you next time.
Perfect.
We'll be right back with the final check of your forecast.
Ready to roll playback? 3.
Dana's back. Some storms moving through the area.
Yes, we have some lightning, of course, some thunderstorms, and also just showers, some heavier showers sliding through. Here's a look at the last 3 hours. We've heard quite a few rumbles of thunder here at the station. The heavier rainfall at the edge of Rock County right now, starting to move towards Elkhorn, Janesville. It looks like you're getting a little break in the rain. If we slide up towards Madison, may feel a few raindrops if you're on the northern edge of Madison right now, but most of the heavier rains just east of Prairie du Sac, and some showers in Wanakee. Lowville also seeing showers. We have some thunderstorms just outside of Portage. Baraboo does look like they're getting a bit of a break. Behind this stronger little batch is another line sliding through Grant County right now, again just west of Platteville. Those showers and storms are going to continue to slide east. Near Boscobel right now we are seeing some lightning and thunderstorms. So if you do have any plans this evening, you may want to go ahead and find an indoor backup, or just be very weather aware. Keep an eye on the radar because you definitely don't want to be outside with this lightning coming through for us right now. Temperature wise, it's not too warm, thankfully. We'd be dealing probably with some stronger storms at these temps. We're up about 10 degrees. We're at 68 in Madison, 66 in Janesville. We're going to fall through the 60s for the next few hours, landing in the low 60s for our overnight lows. Tomorrow, some sun to start the day. Then we have a slight chance for some showers later in the afternoon, and that's thanks to, of course, how humid it's going to be outside tomorrow. That humidity is going to stay with us through the rest of the week and into the weekend.
It's going to
heat up, yeah.
It's going to be warmer.
It's
There
going
could
to be
be
quite a bit warmer for us.
Maybe severe weather?
We do have the chance. There's a slight chance for some stronger thunderstorms tomorrow evening. Anything that does bubble up, it's going to have quite a bit of lift underneath it, so that's what we'll be keeping an eye on. If it does bubble up, then it has the potential to be strong.
Like every day this week, that's going to happen.
Every day this week, every evening.
Summer's here.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Dana.
Thanks, Dana.
Tomorrow here on Live Before, our Charlotte DeLeste introduces us to some students doing something good.
And getting ready for vacation, a lot of people get a base tan. Is that a good idea? Consumer Reports will weigh in on that. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
At Harker
In today's Final Touch, we have the ultimate pool party for you.
But